just about every 6 months or so, we get new weapons in the Hunter Call of the Wild that make some of the older weapons obsolete. And every now and then, it's fun to kind of go back and use some of the older weapons. And today, I wanted to go with basically a base game loadout on a non-base game map. I don't think we've ever done this, but we have probably the expected loadout of 338, 7mm, 243, and the 12-gauge shotgun here on Silver Ridge Peaks. So I'm gonna try not to do too much back in the day type of thing. I feel like I do that when we do videos like this. There is one spot though where I think it'll kind of make sense, and of course we are spooking some Truax Bison. Maybe we can get that alarmed level 3 before he takes off. Oh, just as he started the run. Did we get a lung there? I don't know if he cut to the side or not. I don't think so. Hopefully that shot gets there. I have no idea where that hit, but we did get him. And kind of starting a little faster than expected. That got interesting. So yeah, he kind of ducked into that. What's interesting is we didn't hit the brain. It probably penetrated more than it looks like. I think we're just to the right of it. Because then the second shot got into the back lung as he was running away. So messed up a silver at the end of the day. But nice to kill an animal in the intro. And go figure. No way. A level 5 Pronghorn. I thought that was a big 4. It's not a great estimate. 85 to 100. Got an 80 to 95 level 4 there. So the back in the day portion of this video was going to be the 243 being inserted into this loadout because we don't need it per se. We can ethically take everything on the map with really just the 7mm and the 12-gauge shotgun, but 338 for Bison I think makes a lot of sense. We'll get a little bit closer here and I'll explain why we have the 243, and maybe we'll even do it afterwards so it's not too distracting, but that's a pretty good looking Pronghorn. That'd be cool to take with the 243. So we're pretty much right at 150, and he went from calm to alert really fast. Gonna see if we can drop this into the heart. Definitely not a heart shot. Guessing it's gonna get a lung, and he is starting to go down, so should get him. Definitely the smallest weapon we've taken a potential diamond Pronghorn with in a while. And as we run up here and hopefully can go recover him, basically, the reason I brought the 243 is a throwback to back when the game didn't have weapon classes or animal classes or anything like that. The way that it all worked was kind of weird. For instance, you could ethically take a whitetail with the 270. You could not ethically take a blacktail with the 270. You had to use the 243. And I think if we were to bring the game back to those days, no doubt Pronghorn just wouldn't have been ethical to take with the 270. We'd have to use the 243. And that was kind of my best reasoning for bringing it. I didn't want to bring a 3-weapon loadout, brought 4 weapons, and we get to use the 243 on a max level the first of the hunt. And just, hopefully, he's going to make diamond. He looked pretty good. I don't even know the parameters for true horns on Pronghorn. I don't know what actually makes up the score. Definitely looks like diamond horns to me. 96.10, he's going to troll us. Dang, he's got good cutters and everything. That hit way high. It's 138 meters, that's interesting. Now their heart does sit really far back and it is quite small. So kind of a bummer that guy does end up falling just short. Little under 2 away. But even still, I think it's a good way to incorporate the 243 into this loadout. And maybe the next one will be a little bit bigger, but no complaints finding a level 5 literally as our second kill. You know, I almost walked away from that. That's a leucistic? There's 2 light brown hens right beside it. That could have been really unfortunate. I'd have just never known, so I guess it's not that unfortunate if you don't realize, but that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, we alerted that flock and they're just kind of walking away. I imagine they'll kind of start to feed again somewhere up there. And of course, no 22, we have the 12 gauge with birdshot. But that is the whole point of doing hunts like this with unique loadouts. They present challenges, and it's fun to try to find ways to overcome them, especially when it includes a potential rare. I want to say this is the flock. So potentially, they're gonna come back here. I don't think we ever spooked the leucistic. Couple of hens there. That's the one that had actually fled that caused the rest of the flock to walk away. Where is the one that we are after, though? There he is right there. All right, 30 meters. Let's get the correct gun. 0 for 25, and if we can just pop up and blast this guy as he comes through here, that is not what I thought was going to happen here on Silver Ridge Peaks with this loadout. What the heck? Beautiful leucistic bird. 4.49 score. Definitely not too bad. Ended up a little further back than I wanted. I was going for a head or neck shot. Ended up with spine and lung instead. But they are legitimately rare now. Pretty darn cool. Still about 0.15 shy of diamond, somewhere in there, but that is definitely something we'll take. We'll have to see if maybe we can find a spot for that in the main lodge. I'm not sure. Do we consider like a leucistic better than maybe a light brown diamond? We might, and we do have some multi-mounts where we could maybe replace that. So we've got maybe a better opportunity for a plains bison this time. Rather than a rush shot that maybe hits it in the head, we can attempt to get a proper shot here, and I'm curious what we can actually pull off at this angle. I think maybe a heart shot could be doable. Let's see what we can do here. Need him to go alert. That punched straight through, not bad. So basically, the only reason that we're even down here right now, because I guess another Diamond Truax Plains Bison would be nice. We do only have the one, but we got a Plains Bison earlier, and I want to make sure we get to use the entire loadout, and one way to do it would be to shoot a level 5 black bear that's running by. Haven't made use of the 7 mil just yet. The intention, though, was to go after some mule deer and things like that. I don't know, maybe if that got into a lung. I think both times we were a touch low. But, essentially, I want to scoot through the southern part of the map, go down through here and over onto the west side, and that should bring us through mule deer territory and hopefully get us more opportunities to use the 7 mil. As for our bison, no track needed, heart and left lung. Looks like barely, but barely will do. A 170.01 score. And now, unfortunately, we do have to track the black bear. Not quite as pristine. I want to see stomach a little bit too far back, and then shoulder, but we were forward. Not low like I thought, but just a little level 5, kind of a bonus kill with a 7 mil. And we're just going to scoot right over to this lake. I don't think anything should be drinking, but mule deer in the area, we can find them in their rest zones. Honestly, I forgot mountain lions were even on this map. That is another thing we can use the 7 mil for. Works a little bit better when you place the shot in the vitals, but I didn't really expect to run into one just yet. I find them around this lake plenty, not normally this far south. Also, sounds like maybe an elk herder shot. It should be in view based on the range that came from. I can't quite see it, but maybe it's actually up there further. Oh, that's... yeah, we're just gonna let that go. That's not very big. Laying right next to a bighorn track. Our first mountain lion of the hunt, a 37.69 scoring gold, double lunged with the 7 mil. And turns out the 7 mil is a really good option for them when you realize they're actually on the map. Now we do have a couple of slightly better looking elk up here, including a max estimate 4. So back to the 338 we go. Looks like the light gray variant as well. And even though he's feeding, he's kind of lifting his head often. So maybe if he'll do that, and he's gonna, makes our lives a little easier to make sure we drop that into the lungs. And there were, I think, 6 bulls and a halfway decent mule deer buck. It's gotta be the smallest max estimate rack. Also, we're almost dead. Just saw that. Not really sure how that happened. But that wasn't a big enough buck to just throw a shot through the trees there, but we'll take our solid bull elk. And really, even that, at 368, barely a gold, only makes it by 17. Kind of the elk equivalent of the mule deer we just saw. Max weight estimate, but about as small as they get to still be max weight estimate. You know, I thought there was a chance we may get a crack at this gobbler. He's flying just close enough where we could hit him. I'm pretty sure I saw feathers go at least. And he's still not dead? But we did hit him, so it'll be a bit of a lengthy track, but I don't imagine we're going to get a ton of use out of the shotgun, my goodness. He might make it all the way to the northern border of the map, but I think it'll get him. Maybe I'm wrong. Nah, it brought him down, but if quick kill could go into the negatives, we'd be like negative 1,000. That was a long time. One pellet hit him, basically right where the tail meets the body. Big one. 4.60 would have been a diamond prior to the scoring changes for them. 10.22 kilo is not bad. 81 meters, that was a little far, but it got him. And a nice little bonus kill with the shotgun. As I said, I just don't suspect we're going to be using it a whole lot today. You know, it's been interesting. I thought we'd find more mule deer than we have, but plenty of options down here, both Rocky Mountain elk and mountain goats. I don't know, these are all females, it looks like. 2 different level 3s. I suppose we might as well go ahead and get that one. Another opportunity for the 7 mil, right around 300. Just gonna keep that a little bit under the jaw, but should be somewhere like mid-70s, I would think, scoring-wise. And definitely not a bad deal when they make it pretty much exactly 12 meters from the shot. 70.80. And again, kind of odd the way the bullet cam actually showed. Hit the leg bone there, but clearly it actually penetrated into the shoulder. White variation, pretty good looking mountain goat. Hopefully we can get a good sized male. I'm trying to remember, have we killed a diamond mountain goat since they kind of moved them all around? I know we had a troll. I don't think we've had a diamond. So we've made it all the way to Bighorn drink time, and we have a halfway decent one over there, max weight estimate, but kind of like our elk and mule deer before, pretty much at the bottom end of what can be a max estimate ram. That's 200-ish meters. 7 mil is pretty flat shooting, so gonna keep that just a touch high. And we do have another one taken off over there, so maybe we'll take a quick look, see if we can get eyes on that. And I guess maybe even another down in that corner. That's a level 3. That would have been the one that called. The one that we spooked. Slightly bigger level 4. We'll probably let both of those go. We are the host of this multiplayer server now, so it's not as if adding a bunch of hunting pressure would hurt anybody's map, but still, for the most part, I like to try to just win in multiplayer. Keep a habit of not getting too much pressure, and it's a good way to avoid getting kicked. If you're never deleting zones, at least one less reason to get kicked. Seems there's plenty of servers where you don't need a reason, but no point in giving a host a reason to kick you. I think the last thing pretty much anyone wants is to get kicked while trailing a diamond, but little 148 scoring gold for that. And I kind of think we've gotten use out of the 338, the 7 mil, even the 12 gauge more so than 243. So we may go try to find one more pronghorn. That will find another level 5, but who knows? And I think that's going to end up being our last kill, unless we stumble into something else. What the heck? Well, we sure did find something. A piebald mule deer, and I think potentially a gold is level 3. Just came running down out of here. Literally as we're getting, I think, to where we're likely to encounter pronghorn. So, I wonder, they're probably going to go around the edge of the lake here. We may be able to set up a decent shot with the 7 mil semi-broadside and hopefully with our heart rate down. If that's what they're going to do, and they are already headed around the edge, we can probably try it on the trot. And what we're going to do is watch what this one out front does. Knowing where he's going to go probably tells us where the rest of the herd goes. So we already have a bit of a shot window picked out, about 112 meters. That felt good. That's going to bring him down pretty quickly. And you know, I guess at this stage, who needs a common pronghorn kill with a 243 when we can get a rare mule deer with a 7 mil instead? The only shame of it is, there's no visual piebaldness if you were to do a shoulder mount. This is one of those spots where like a huddle mule deer multi-mount would be really awesome. It only is the splotchiness like on the sides, but not a bad looking frame. Oh, he's a silver at 211, so they don't score at the top end of their estimate. Ends up being about 9 shy, but a good looking piebald nonetheless. And like I said, a much better kind of ending kill than a Pronghorn, which, by the way, I just kind of realized one called as we were heading over here. So pretty cool. We're going to jump back to the Trophy Lodge then. I do think our Leucistic Turkey should be a main lodge edition. We'll take a look at what we have. You know, we don't get to see this guy very often anymore, but just the timing and the sun shining through the window. Pretty nice look. I'm just going to randomly screenshot this as we run on by. But back here in this kind of, I'm going to call it the main room, there is this multi-mount that we've put together right here. We have an albino Rio Grande turkey, and we have a light brown diamond Merriam's turkey. Now the only thing is, I think that's the only diamond Merriam's we have. We do have up here an albino. What the heck. We'll replace it with our Leucistic. When we shot that albino, I want to say that rare Merriam's turkeys weren't really that rare, at least not compared to how they are now. All the rares on Silver Ridge Peaks way back in 2020 when it came out were pretty common encounters, to be quite honest. This one I don't consider common, and it's considerably bigger at 4.4. It's always nice to have a hunt where one cool kill at least is at the end. I mean, 2 of our first 3 were Troll Pronghorn and Leucistic Turkey. Then finally at the end of the hunt we get a little Piebald mule deer to add in there. Definitely a cool addition. But I think on that note, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.